Previously on The Sims 4 Big Brother. After Zoe named Akira and Nox nominees, Akira won power of veto and saved himself from the block, which left Zoe in charge of naming a replacement nominee and named Vanessa in his place, leaving the showmance of Vanessa and Nox to be split. However, when it came down to the vote, it soon became a tie as Vanessa and Nox both garnered 2 votes each, leaving it up to our HOH Zoe to make a decision and decide who to vote for. And she ended up choosing Nox as the evictee. Nox soon was evicted from the house and became the next juror, and he will return on finale night to cast his vote for the winner. However, for our 6 remaining house guests, they entered level 10 of this game, which unfortunately for them is triple eviction week. Every single episode this week, someone will go home, so our house guests immediately headed into the backyard to compete for safety and power in the HOH competition. All of them soon hopped into a barrel of grapes and began stomping, yet one by one they all fell down until there was only one left standing. And out of Akira and Vanessa, Vanessa soon became victor and won HOH once again. But who's she gonna put up? And who will win power of veto? And most importantly, who's going home? Find out tonight on Sims 4 Big Brother. Welcome back, all my beanie weenies, to Sims 4 Big Brother US Season 2. This is, of course, the voice of Hot Dogs, and where we last left off, Vanessa just won HOH, and it was revealed that this week would be a triple eviction with someone going home every episode. So we don't really have too much time, so our house guests are heading straight into the dining room to get the nomination ceremony started. Hopefully Vanessa has already planned out who she's going to pick because she has to nominate immediately. And of course, like always, she will be nominating 2 house guests up for eviction, those 2 house guests being her least favorite house guest based on her relationship statuses. So of course, we're going to take a look and see who she is closest to and see who she names as nominees.
Tribs, Eva, Milmiv, Yavatelk.
Alright, so the first person up for nominations is Akira. Now this is actually going to be Akira's 3rd time being nominated and the 2nd time being nominated from Vanessa. It seems she has a clear vendetta on getting Akira out.
Karzini, Quexanos, Shersha. Sulsul, Arkanai, Delso.
And the second person Vanessa has decided to nominate is Mark. Now this is Mark's 2nd time being nominated. The first time he was actually backdoored by Kaori, and now at least he isn't facing the backdoor, and both of them will be competing in the power of veto. But with that, Akira and Mark are facing the block. But with the power of veto in play, everything can change. And with only 6 players remaining in the house, that means everyone will be competing for the veto. There's no need to choose players anymore. Everyone is competing from here on out in the series. So with that being said, everyone head on into the challenge area through the backyard and let's get this power of veto started. Hello, house guest, and welcome to the Lucky Shoe Power of Veto competition. Now, this competition might look a little familiar to you, considering that all summer long, you guys have had a horseshoe pit in the backyard, so you've had plenty of time to practice. Now, initially, I have already gone ahead and divided you up into 3 pairs. It was completely chosen by random, and the 3 winners of the pairs will compete in a tie-breaking competition, with that winner being the winner of the Power of Veto. And so far, it's hard to really determine who is in the lead, as even with a summer of practice, no one is doing too well. When it comes to our pairs, it's all a bit random. We have one pair that is boy and girl, that one being Bob and Zoe. Our second pair is 2 boys and our 2 nominees, Mark versus Akira. While our third pair is 2 girls, Vanessa versus Rashida. All a bit random, and it looks as though Zoe is one of the first to actually score a point. It hasn't really been that common for people to score so far in the game, but hopefully with a bit of more practice, they'll be able to actually score some points, and maybe we'll have a good competition when all 3 winners are combined. But for right now, it's miss after miss after miss. I would say apart from the slip and slide competition, I think this competition is one that the house guests are having the most fun doing, at least. Even though they're not doing particularly well, they're all still seeming to have a good time. All of them have a smile on their face, and they're enjoying it for now. Alright, and just like that, round 1 of the Lucky Shoe competition comes to a close. And for our winners, we have Rashida, Mark, and Zoe. All 3 of them will be returning for round 2, while Bob, Akira, and Vanessa have been eliminated from the competition. But even though half of the competitors are out, it doesn't look like round 2 is going to be very easy at all, considering at this point, almost everyone really has to use the bathroom. And if you are playing in the game and you want to use the bathroom, that means you are out of the competition. So you better hope that you can either score some pretty high points or hold your bladder for a while. Now, both Zoe and Rashida have gone, and they haven't really scored too many points, but it's interesting because with 3 people playing the game, now the wait time is a lot longer, and it's going to be even harder now that not only do they have to pee, but they're getting a little hungry too. While Mark takes his time and misses, Zoe steps up for her second go at this round. And I couldn't help but notice that while Zoe was horseshoeing in the background, it looks as though Mark and Rashida are getting kinda close. I don't know if that's just me reading into it, but the body language is kinda saying something. And this is where things get interesting, because it seems to be the breaking point for most of our competitors, as all of them have lost complete control of their bladder, even the ones that are out of the competition. We see everyone scattering to bushes, making their way back into the house to find the bathroom, but only one player was able to stay in line and not soil themselves or run away, and that was Rashida. So, congratulations Rashida, but you have won the power of veto, and you will be choosing whether to use it or to keep the 2 boys up on the block. Now, as we are aware, we are in level 10 of this game, the last level before the boss level. And with that, we have introduced the triple eviction week twist. So, not only have we had nominations and power of veto, but now it's time to cut live to the house to find out what Rashida is going to do and to vote one of these losers out of here. So, as you guys are aware, Mark and Akira have been nominated, however, Rashida has won power of veto. Let's go ahead and look at Rashida's relationship statuses and see who she's closest to. Is she closest to the nominees or the HOH? And with her bond relying on the HOH and neither the nominees, Rashida has decided not to use the power of veto. That does mean Mark and Akira, both of you, are going to remain on the block, and one of you will be going home tonight. However, it is now time for your other house guests to nominate, and Rashida is up first. Please head to the diary room. Now, with only 3 house guests voting, the votes are really crucial, and Akira is already in the lead with 1 point thanks to Rashida. However, you need 2 points to go home. So let's see where Bob's vote lies. And Bob has also voted for Akira, meaning Akira will be going home tonight. But we still have 1 vote left from Zoe. Let's see who she casted on. And it looks like we have a unanimous decision. All 3 votes have gone to Akira. It is now time to reveal the vote to the house guest. Alright, house guests, the votes are in. And when I announce the loser, that guy has to immediately get up and leave the house and head on into jury. And with a vote of 3-0, Akira, you have been evicted. Please say your goodbyes and head out the front door.
Oh.
Ipsa, huh? Badal.
Oh.
Now, Akira seems to be having a hard time leaving. Instead of just getting up and leaving immediately, he decides to chat it up with the house guests for a little bit longer. He asks for their numbers, that way they can keep in touch after the game is over. He even starts to walk out and then gets distracted by Vanessa and ends up starting a whole nother conversation with Vanessa before he leaves. I don't really know. Maybe this is because maybe the house guests are trying to do some quick jury management before he goes and joins the jury house, as this is their last chance to sort of earn their vote at the end game as we are getting closer and closer to the end. But eventually we do get Akira finally out of the building, and he is the next one to be eliminated. Alright, and even though Akira has been evicted from the Big Brother house, he will not be leaving the game for good, as he will be heading straight on over to the jury house and will return on finale night to cast his vote for the winner. But of course, you can also download Akira over on the Sims 4 gallery at Sims Hot Dogs, along with all of our other house guests, and continue on with their story on your own save file. Or you could download this house, the Big Brother 25 house, or a shell of the Big Brother house and create your own and have your own season with your own outcome. But before we say our goodbyes, we're going to fly on over next door once again to our jury house, where our third juror, Knox, is going to be entering for the first time and meeting his other two jurors, Kaori and Angela. First things first for Knox, though, is he is hungry. So he immediately heads through our golden palace and into the kitchen, where he's planning to cook him up a meal. However, it seems as though Knox has been taking some cooking lessons from Bob Pancakes, because immediately he starts a fire in the jury house. He is burst into flames along with the oven, and he is just completely doomed. He does finally meet his jury house guest, Angela and Kaori, but I gotta say, not a good first impression, as he immediately has to run past them and jump in the pool. And when it comes to our two girls, neither of them had the courage to put out the fire, and there's a lot of expensive stuff around them to worry about burning, but instead, the two of them run outside. Thankfully, we did have a fire alarm, and firefighters were able to come and put out the fire, as no one was brave enough to do it themselves. Thank you to our firefighters. And after that, our jury house doesn't seem that luxurious anymore, or at least fireproof. But we are going to end today's episode there, but make sure you subscribe, like, hit the bell, all that kind of stuff. That way you're notified for our next episode, as it is still triple eviction week, which means we have one more HOH, one more POV, and one more eviction in the next episode. So stay tuned. Bye.